Welcome to Keep the Faith Ministry News. Travelers could be looking at new COVID restrictions as we embark on the holiday season. It's one of several COVID-related updates for the airline industry. With the Thanksgiving holiday just around the corner and one of the busiest times to fly, California Senator Dianne Feinstein tweeted, quote, "We can't allow upcoming holiday air travel to contribute to another surge in COVID cases. Today, I introduced legislation requiring passengers on domestic flights to be vaccinated, test negative, or be fully recovered from a previous COVID illness." Willis Orlando is a flight expert at Scott's Cheap Flights. Quote, "If it were to become law, it really would just be kind of adding restrictions in the U.S. that already exist elsewhere in the world and that have been working pretty well to contain COVID," said Orlando. "I really don't see any way where it would be a big problem, although passengers may be a little bit upset based on what we've seen in the past in the U.S., he continued. It's not just travelers who are impacted. United Airlines announced it is letting go close to 600 employees who chose not to comply with the company's vaccine requirement. The airline says it represents less than 1% of their U.S.-based employees. It referred to the decision as incredibly difficult but necessary for safety. Quote, "Airlines are doing not only what they can to protect themselves and their passengers, but also their reputation too," said Orlando. Albert Shea is the founder and CEO of Foxtrot Dash, a travel company that encourages smart point spending. Quote, "I actually feel the most safe flying internationally," said Shea. Shea, an avid traveler, recently returned to the San Francisco Bay Area. Quote, "I empathize with the flight attendants on board. She had to enforce masks at least a dozen times, kind of walking up and down the aisle," said Shea. Both Shea and Orlando expect some passengers will continue to resist COVID travel restrictions, including wearing masks, with the most extreme being fights with flight attendants. Quote, "You're choosing to do something optional. You don't have to get on that plane. If you're going to get on that plane, follow the airline's rules. And remember, give the flight attendants a little bit of grace. They are working very, very hard right now," said Orlando. Quote, "Anything we can do to continue to encourage travel in the most comfortable and safe way, I think is really important for everybody," said Shea. New potential travel guidelines ahead of what has traditionally been the busiest travel season of the year. Quote, "We have no time to lose. The end is near. The passage from place to place to spread the truth will soon be hedged with dangers on the right hand and on the left. Everything will be placed to obstruct the way of the Lord's messengers, so that they will not be able to do that which it is possible for them to do now. We must look our work fairly in the face and advance as fast as possible in aggressive warfare. From the light given me of God, I know that the powers of darkness are working with intense energy from beneath. And with stealthy tread, Satan is advancing to take those who are now asleep, as a wolf taking his prey. We have warnings now which we may give, a work now which we may do, but soon it will be more difficult than we can imagine. God help us to keep in the channel of light, to work with our eyes fastened on Jesus, our leader, and patiently, perseveringly press on to gain the victory." Testimonies to the Church, Volume 6, page 22. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.